It's a break. A little bit of contact there from Scott. He muscles his way past.
Contact.
Into the back of...
Muggington just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the first ever Daytona Shootout presented by GetDirtyMX.com and also presented by V8sonline. I'm JD Smith. With me this evening will be King Craft, and we are very, very excited to bring you guys this shootout action here at Daytona as the guys get ready for the NIS season here in 2014. It is just one of iRacing's greatest accomplishment is getting this NASCAR iRacing series out to us. A lot of the drivers really anticipating a very tough season ahead. We'll have a lot of drivers coming for the Gopher Pro as they try to earn their prestigious black stripes. It is a very difficult challenge, but I want to introduce my co-host here today, Kane Craft. Kane, how you doing, buddy?
I'm excited. We've been waiting for this a long time. It's glad to see that it's finally here, and just excited to get this show started, the Daytona Shootout. It's going to be exciting. We've got drivers qualifying right now, so got a few minutes left of this to see who's going to even make the race, and then from there, it's even going to get more exciting.
Yeah, that's right. We've had 41 entries, if you will, that are out right now trying to make the field. We are going to take the top 32 drivers, and it's going to be quite a challenge for these to make this final cut. And speaking of which, it's really going to be a challenge once the race gets started. It is going to be 75 laps around Daytona International Speedway. It's definitely not a secret track. It is the most popular track in America, maybe with Indianapolis being up with it, but you guys know this is the best time of the year for me, Kane. We got the 500 coming up in a week, and the shootouts here today. I just can't wait to get this thing started. A lot of big names in the field, guys that you all have heard about. You'll see them here tonight as they compete. Nothing but pure pride. This is definitely just a statement race. If you want to come out and make a statement for the season and really put put that fear in the other drivers' eyes, tonight's going to be that place to do it. You come out here. A lot of people are going to see this race, Kane, and they're going to want to show that they're out, that they're serious this season.
Yeah, there's a lot to prove just in this little race for some of these drivers. It's just a race for fun for the drivers to get a little bit of experience before the actual Daytona 500 next week, and a race for us to get our butterflies worked out and any kinks worked out of the equipment and stuff like that for the broadcasts. And but I'm sure these drivers are going to take it more serious than that. I'm sure there's a lot to be gained and pride and just in popularity, that kind of thing, by if they're to win this thing. Speaking of bugs, we seem to be missing JD. Seems to be breaking up just a little bit. Try again, JD. JD is in Georgia right now, and they've got big ice and snowstorm coming through, so he could be catching some of that right now. So big crash in the middle of qualifying here. I guess everybody's able to get back out and do some more qualifying. Still looking for JD here, guys. He's probably going to be looking to reconnect here any second.
All right there, Kane.
Are you back?
I'm back,
I know you
man.
got
Had a
those
connection
storms
issue.
coming through, those ice storms. I assume those might be causing you some problems there.
Yeah, that's one of the things was worried about a lot of the racers tonight, but it actually hit me instead. We're having a lot of ice storms all over the country, and especially down here in the south where we don't have things like this very often. It does damage to a lot of the phone lines and connections and things like that. So sorry about that, guys. Really glad I was able to get back. Catch me up where we were at, Kane. I was going to talk a little bit about what we had in store for us already. I don't know what already you covered in my absence, buddy.
Well, I didn't cover much in your absence. I was working on the technical side trying to get you back. But, yeah, what we had just mentioned was that they're fighting for pride out here tonight. And it's pretty much a race for fun. There's no points or anything to gain. But these guys are still going to be racing hard. They're going to be racing for pride.
Yeah, definitely going to want to make a stint here today. I was saying earlier, don't know what all made it through, but you know, a lot of these guys out here racing strictly to put fear in other drivers' eyes as they head towards the 2014 NIS season. You know, last season was the first NASCAR Racing Series official season, and so now that everybody knows what it's all about, Kane, it's really going to come down. This will be the first year we have the Open Series NASCAR iRacing Series, which is what we'll be covering all year long. The top split on Wednesday evenings is going to be fantastic. I can't wait to get things started at the Daytona 500 next week. Before we jump, we got this awesome shootout tonight presented by GetDirtyMX.com. And before we go any further, just want to say GetDirtyMX.com. If you've never heard of them, a lot of the guys that have watched V8sonline shows, me and Kane's broadcast in the past may have heard of Get Dirty MX. They're a fantastic sponsor, and go check them out at GetDirtyMX.com. What they are is a supercross fighter, and they provide gear to young racers and older racers alike, and they help make sponsorships for a lot of racers out there. So go by and show your support for GetDirtyMX.com, and that way people know who's sponsoring the race there, Kane. It's a great place, and they really help out a lot of less fortunate drivers. It costs a lot of money to get started in racing, and a lot of these guys understand that.
Yeah, they help out mainly youth. It's really expensive for parents to, want to put that much money into a hobby of their kids or a possible career. And so they sell shirts and different things like that to help those younger riders that have the potential in the future to make a career out of it, and they help sponsor those guys helmets and gloves and things of that nature. Ooh, we got a wreck out on the track. That's gonna hurt a couple good laps there for the qualifying.
Yeah, I was just checking out. Let's go ahead and we'll focus on this qualifying. It is a 20-minute open session here. We have all the cars on the track, so they're going to be really using the draft as their helper here today in qualifying. Ooh, a big wreck out in the turn right now. Got a Sasha Wessler out there involved, Ethan Lane as well, and definitely, now Nathan Saxon involved, and also Nicholas Sadowski, Malik Ray. A lot of trouble out there, Kane, on the track. Everybody's really pushing to the limit right now. There's only about 6 minutes left of qualifying remaining, and like we said earlier, you really, just forget about the elimination for a minute. You really got to get a good start here. If you want to, get a good start to the race, you don't want to start in the back here. Obviously, there's 75 laps, so plenty of time to catch up. But, man, who wants to go through the risk of starting in the rear of this field? When we go to these super speedway tracks, Kane, there's always the fear of the big one. And if you're starting in the back of the field, there's always that huge possibility of getting caught up in something bad. Now, some guys will tell you they want to fall to the back, race their way back to the front, time it, see how that goes, and then use it to their advantage at the end of the race. I just don't see that happening here on a 75-lap race. Now, come next week, we may see more of that.
Yeah, also the new way that we're doing the qualifying here this year with NASCAR. This is something new. Normally the NASCAR has done one car at a time. This year they've decided to let all the cars out on the track at the same time. That's something new for this year in NASCAR.
Yeah, it's definitely a new way of doing things. A lot of the fans, what I've heard so far, are kind of split on the idea. Personally, I think it's a fantastic idea. It's going to add a lot of excitement to qualifying. A lot of people that didn't watch qualifying in the past will watch it, and anything that brings more excitement to NASCAR, I'm all for it. It's just going to be a lot more fun to watch as far as the guys competing together. I already see it on NASCAR in the road tracks. You know, when we go to Sonoma and when we go, they already send out small groups to fight together. Now everybody will be doing it together, and so that's just a great thing. It adds a lot of excitement, and it's going to be an elimination style thing. They're going to have 3 rounds on the bigger tracks, and then on the smaller tracks they'll do 2 longer rounds. So it's very exciting and things that we will see. Now, as far as the NASCAR iRacing series this season, they will still use the traditional qualifying, and so it will still be the 2-lap single qualifier. But it's exciting in the real world NASCAR that we get to experience that. Maybe we'll see it implemented in iRacing somewhere down the road.
Yeah, I don't know how my overlays work with the hosted session. It looks like they work okay. It looks like Ryan Lowe is in the lead so far with a fastest lap of 43.409. Tyler Hudson is in second there with a 43.49, so 900ths of a second off the pace. That's like a blink of an eye. And then Tyler Burgess is 43.5, just a 0.01 seconds off the pace of Tyler Hudson. That's might as well be in the same car. It's going to be a close race.
Man, I tell you what, Kane, the defending champ Tyler Hudson right here in the race, and he's got some guys right there with him on the time here on this super speedway. Where I've already seen 4 wide racing in qualifying. We're just under 3 minutes remaining in qualifying. Things are really starting to get hairy. And I do want to say something as you watch the broadcast tonight. Anybody that's here with us live on the broadcast tonight, we thank you for stopping by. We're going to have one heck of a race for you guys to watch tonight. But keep in mind, this is a test broadcast. It's just something we wanted to throw out for fun. Hopefully this will be an annual event that will grow each season, and it's the first ever Daytona Shootout presented by Get Dirty MX, so excited about that. But just keep in mind, this is a test broadcast. It's a hosted session, and we're very excited to be bringing the coverage to you live tonight on V8sonline. So once again, for those that may have just joined us, I'm JD Smith, and Kane Crafts up with me in the booth tonight. We're going to be calling all the action. And like Kane just mentioned ago, right now Ryan Lowe in the number 38 car is currently on the pole, and he's actually off the track right now. Kane, he's pretty comfortable with his time, and I think he's just going to sit around and maybe hope that is able to hold up for the pole. And Tyler Hudson currently, he's still trying to attack the pole. He's out on the track in the 01 Checkpoint Graphics Ford Fusion. And he's right now 3 wide going down the backstretch here at Daytona International Speedway. And he just almost got into an incident with the number 1, Jason Jacoby there. Jason Jacoby in the Big Lot Chevrolet just spinning out there. And a very aggressive move right there. I hope that's just a qualifying thing and he's not going to race like that the whole race, or he'll be in trouble early. Right now, got a good 2-car tandem draft right now going with Donald Bocom and Chris Miller, and both of those cars, one in the 37 Chevrolet there, got a good tandem going. Another one is Malik Ray in the number 24 Pepsi DuPont Chevrolet. Right behind him is going to be in the 88 National Guard car of Jordy Lopez Jr. And right now, Jordy Lopez currently in the 10th in qualifying right now. So both of those drivers are doing just fine as they're just creeping in the top 10. Exactly. He'll be in trouble early. 34 seconds left, Kane. So at the moment we in this qualifying, I am going to have some eliminate some of the guys off the field. So I'll let Kane take over for just a moment.
Yeah, let me get back over here to the view window. I was doing some control stuff, but let's see where we are. It looks like we've just finished up the qualifying.
Yeah, and it actually looks like we're okay. We had 31 official qualifiers, so that looks like our race will be set from that.
Yeah, that's
I think
about
I want to
perfect.
say this. I don't want to. I don't want to say it and mean it in a mean way, but some of the folks kind of that got in here realized that maybe it would not be a good idea for them to race tonight, or got that idea. So maybe they decided they would wait till the official races next week. So the field's set, guys. We have 31 cars, and our pole sitter is number 38 machine of Ryan Lowe with Tyler Hudson. He'll be starting in the second row, and I'll do a full rundown on our official race lap out. A little bit about the race here today is going to be 75 laps here at Daytona. You know, this is such an amazing track here at Daytona, Kane. You can't talk enough about Daytona. It truly is just magnificent. It's Daytona. You can't speak enough. We got the 500 next week. Here we have our first ever Daytona Shootout. It's all for pride. I mean, there's, like you said earlier, no points are awarded. These guys are strictly here for pride and to make a name for themselves early in the season. They want everybody to know about them. And here we are, 2.5 miles, 2.5 mile oval. We got 31 degrees of banking in the turns here. And that is very, very crucial when it's down later. We can see 3, sometimes 4 wide here at Daytona, Kane. So as the guys get ready to grid up here and bat on the pace lap, we'll go down a full rundown. But any keys to the race before we get started, Kane?
I think the keys is just going to be to keep it clean and just try to make it through any carnage or wrecks that may happen. These guys that are in here tonight are all pretty good drivers. I think that they'll be looking to have a good, clean race, and I think if they can just stay with the packs, they'll do all right.
I agree, and I'm going to go ahead and do this field rundown. It's quite a rundown, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here, Kane. Ryan Lowe in the number 38 Pepsi is on the pole. In second position is Tyler Hudson in the 01 CD Ford Fusion. Tyler Burgess is in the third position with Nathan Saxon in fourth. In row 3 will be Malik Ray and Jordy Lopez Jr. Seventh will be Matt Kotcher and E.J. Rorick starting in eighth. Ninth goes to Hunter Bowles with C. Tucker in the 10th position. Jason Jacoby will be starting 11th with 12th going to Blake Bryant. Justin Bolton is starting in the 13th position with 14th to Jeremy Lacuaza. Alan Bowes will be starting 15th, and 16 belongs to the 14 machine of Ryan Wells. Sasha Wessler will be starting in the 17th position with Kwame Ajay starting in 18th. Nicholas Sadowski will be starting in the 19th position with 20th going to Kyle Brumett. Ethan Lane is starting in the 21st position with Donald Baucom in 22nd. Kamonrick Little will be starting in the 23rd position, and back in 24th will be Blade Witt. Ryan A. Hill will be starting in the 25th position, and Case Brinksma in 26th. Brandon Coppinger will be starting in the 27th with the 28th belonging to Chris Miller. And in 29th will be Logan Kress. 30th will be Chris Hall. 31st will be Eric Eisenbeck. And that will round out our field. So, Kane, as the guys get on this pace lap here, a lot of exciting things. I think one of the big keys to the race today for me is going to be these guys being able to pace themselves. It is a shootout. You do want to get out early, but you're going to have to find a friend and hang tight with them pretty well. We are going to have to see some pits here. They won't be able to make the full run on a full load of fuel. So let's see if we see some friends being made here today at the Daytona Shootout here. I love the way we were opening the 2014 season with this shootout, Kane. It was just a fantastic event that we scheduled, and very excited for all the drivers. I want to thank every one of them that showed up for the event. We'll be going green in just a moment. I'm so excited to get this thing kicked off, buddy. That's it right now. Watch as the cars are coming down this straightaway right now. It's going to get exciting. Pace car leading the way. And as soon as that pace car heads off, we're going to all, there he goes. The car is off. All eyes will be on Ryan Lowe, who leads the field. And now we're going to be green for the first time in 2014. Yeah, right now we're side by side, a high and low. Very scary moment as the 43 car comes down to the lower lane. He's okay, no problems. Right now, getting a great push is Tyler Hudson. Right on his tail is the number 2 of Tyler Burgess. They have a 2-car team right now that is doing fantastic. The 38 impulse sitter of Ryan Lowe currently is being followed by the number 24 of Malik Ray. Everybody so far in the front doing really good. Everybody teaming up. The 16 car is kind of sitting up high. That's Nathan Saxon in the red Chevrolet. He is kind of sitting up there kind of all alone. He does have a Ford Fusion right on his tail, and that Ford Fusion right on the tail is E.J. Rourke in the number 41 there, and that's going to be a nice little car. The bottom line is the way to go until the track is really green right now. I know we had the qualifying session up there, but right now the fast lane is definitely the low line, Kane. Yeah, it's funny that you say that. I mean, I think that the further in the race that we go, the more that we'll see that top lane really stand out. It's really funny that you say that, because I just have a feeling. Keep an eye on that top lane when we get around lap 10. Currently right now on lap 3 of 75 here. Everybody just kind of trying to get settled in. We know this is going to be an extremely long race. I can't say enough, Kane, about the talent that we have in this field here today. Right now, Tyler Hudson is in the 01 Ford Fusion. He is still out in the lead, but he is being threatened right now by the number 36 of Justin Bolton. He is right now side by side on the high side and getting a great push right now by the number 43 car. This is a great side-by-side as they go for the cross of finish line. Who will get the official lead lap? I think it did. It went to Justin Bolton in the number 36, Kane. Very good job there a minute ago. So we were able to see him lead his first lap. And just to show you how quickly... Well, I tell you what, yeah, you can almost see the blanket of air literally smack the front end of that car and push it back. Right now, he is able to find somebody after falling back 5 or 6 spots, Kane. He is all the way back, being pushed now by the number 1 of Jason Jacoby back in the 9th position. This is a very exciting race so far, and just keeping a close eye on everything. No trouble so far. Everybody being very nice at this point in the race. And we're going to try to keep a close eye on everybody as tightly as we can in this race. We know that as the race continues to go on, you know, it is a shootout, so we will see some people get aggressive. But with it only being the 5th lap, everybody's trying to settle in right now. Another thing I want to talk about, Kane, is as we watch these 2-car tandems, and a lot of times even in these heavy packs, as we're seeing right now with about the top 15 to 20 cars, the field, when you get right behind one of these other cars right in front of you, it really heats up the engine. You really have to watch that water temp. You don't want it to get too high. If that water temp gets too hot and you're not paying attention, your race can be over in a hurry. Scary moment for the 01 car. Tyler Hudson's going to get in up and causes a stir. The first caution of the day should be coming out. And the 01 car of Tyler Hudson had a scary moment. Malik Ray was involved in that wreck. We're going to have to get a race call replay. Well, I hate to say it, but it did all start with the 01 car of Tyler Hudson there, Kane. If you're watching the 01 car, he was he come just below the double yellow line, and when he tried to get straightened up, he didn't make the initial contact, but it actually made. I'm trying to see exactly who. Yes, there it is. The 01 came down low. When he comes back up, he did get into the 2 car. The 2 car gets into the 24 and takes out our pole sitter as well. And that is just a tough break this early in the race.
Yeah, that was a bad one there. He just got the car a little sideways from getting below the yellow line, and it just brought the rear end around. And the 2 car was there to kind of knock him straight, but it sent the 2 car up into everybody else, and that was a big one.
Yeah, a lot of cars involved there. I'm trying to get an exact number. Let's see who all's going to need to go into the pits as they coming around. This is a very, very tough moment for a lot of these guys. I hate to see that this early. It's only lap 7 of the race, Kane, and I just hate that happened. It really was unfortunate. It came so close to not happening. I mean, the 2 car just barely made contact with the 01, and it sent him up into the wall. And that's one of those wrecks you really don't want to point fingers. That's just racing. Things happen. When you're going 200 miles an hour, Kane, and you barely touch somebody, it can do some damage in a hurry. Well, we are going down pit road. It looks like most everybody that we have an eye on is going down road. Let's start to keep an eye and see who's going to be able to make it out of these in an order. It's going to be really interesting. The 01 car of Tyler Hudson getting 4 new tires, fresh repairs done. His car's getting passed. He will lose a lot of positions in that car fixed and out right now. Everybody is pretty much off the Alpha Pit Road now, and a good stop for most drivers. And I'll do a full rundown once we get closer to green. I'll let you know. Kane, like I said, this is a test broadcast, so we're going to test out a lot of cool new overlays and things like that as we prepare for the Daytona 500. And Kane will tell us a little bit about some of those overlays.
They're mainly just your standard overlays. He'll tell you what car we're looking at and that kind of thing. Lap times, fastest lap, what gear they're in, and those kinds of things. Whatever car we're looking at will be on the screen and have all that data. Also, if you're on a race team, you want to get that information to us so that under your name it will say what team you race for, and we'll get all that information put in there so that your team gets the credit that they deserve.
There you go,
for
bud.
Helping you out.
I was just thinking about some of the other features. I'm sorry, I kind of did, but that is a great thing. Yeah, if you haven't sent us your team information yet, please do so that we can have it ready for the Daytona 500. If you do not send us the information, it will show up as you are a privateer, meaning that you don't have a team. You're just a solo driver, a solo team. So one of the things I was talking about, maybe we had a little pit information, a pit in or out box. I didn't know if we had one of those set up yet, or maybe even the lucky dog.
I've got the pit stops overlay that will show what people have pitted, what their pit times were. I don't show what they got done, but it does show the times that they were in the pits. If they've got a green bar behind their, or a blue bar rather behind their name, that means they are in the pits. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the pit stops overlay. It will keep us up to speed on who all's been into the pits and what their times were.
Awesome, buddy. Thanks a lot. I just like what I said. When we get to the 500, we're going to have a lot of different overlays. It'll be new to some of the folks that will be their first V8sonline broadcast. Right now, as we're completing the pace lap here on the caution lap, we're currently on lap 9 of 75, and our leader is the 36 machine of Justin Bolden. And Justin Bolden's had a fantastic race so far. He really has. He's in the right position. You don't have to worry about wrecking too much when you're up in the first position. In second place in the Big Lot Chevrolet is Jason Jacoby. And back in the third position is the 18 of Kamonrick Little in his monster Chevy SS. EJ O'Rourke is in the fourth position in the U.S. Chrome Ford Fusion. That's a great looking scheme here today. And back in fifth is Case Brinksman in the number 4 car. That's a great looking scheme as well in the DB3Imaging.com Chevrolet. Kyle Brummett is back in 6th with Nicholas Sadowski in 7th. Kwame J is in 8th with Donald Bocom in 9th. And rounding out the top 10, Kane, is going to be the number 48 Bass Pro Shops Chevy SS of Blake Bryant. So that's how the top 10 runs, and we'll be going green here in just a moment as the cars start to reshape here. Got about another lap here before the pace car decides to go in green. We'll see if there's one to go. As soon as they get the signal, it will be one to go. So this time by, we will be going green. You know, Kane, I think after that first incident, it's going to tighten the field up a little bit. It's going to lower the aggression down a little bit as the guys see how quickly things can end. I'm trying to check on some of the drivers that were really involved. One of the major involvers, of course, was Malik Ray. He's in 28th right now. And the car seems to be, it's coming out of the pits, or still in the pits right now. Also, Ryan Lowe, he's getting his car worked on. And going to have to see how these guys fare out after that. Here you see Malik Ray and Ryan Lowe all leaving the pits, as well as a couple of the other guys.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Hill is on his way out, and now Chris Miller.
Yeah, good to see them back out on the track just in time for the green flag. I'm going to go back out to the front as we're getting ready to go green again. The guys are getting up the field, getting ready for a green start. These restarts are very important on this track. It's a super speedway. It takes almost a full lap to get up to speed, so when you spin your tires, it really shakes up the entire lane and can cause a lot of problems for a lot of folks. So very important to get a good restart here. I know it sounds kind of funny, but even the pace lap can be very serious. If you have somebody that has a big gap, that's a lot of time on a racetrack, Kane. When you talk about tenths and even hundredths of a second, meaning first and second place sometimes, that's a lot of time to make up. You got to be careful, especially when you have a field this big with 31 drivers out there. It means a lot, these restarts.
Yeah,
well, there goes the pace car, and
green flag.
Here goes the engines revving, and we're back up. We are green, and we are on lap number 11. So far, so good. Almost going to get rewind at the beginning. We have a side-by-side battle for the lead right now. Down on the inside, it is Justin Bolden. On top is going to be Jason Jacoby, and he is trying to keep up, but he has nobody to run with him, Kane. He's up there all by himself.
Yeah, it looks like he's got somebody now to jump in there and give him a hand.
Yeah, the 43 is going to jump up there. That's Kwame Ajay, and I hope I'm saying your name right, Kwame. If not, please come talk to us after the show. I'd love to get the name right before we head into the 500 next week. The number 41 car right now is pushing our leader, Justin Bolton, and we already talked about the number 43. Doing a great job right now. Right now, we also have another pairing right behind these front. We also have the number 48 car of Blake Bryant, and Blake Bryant's trying to decide on the high or the low lane right now. Kane, he's trying to push the number 18 right now of Kamonrick Little. Excuse me. But tell you what, this front pack is kind of in danger of breaking away from the rest of the field right now, as they're single file pretty much all the way back to about the 18th position.
Kwame is still pushing again, someone to the front of the pack. He's proven to be a good pusher so far this race. This will be the second time he's pushed somebody up to the front. And backing off a little bit now as it's getting a little hot, but he's definitely proven to be one that I would want on my bumper.
Man, there he is again. He's pushing the one car. The 41 car is gonna. We're three wide. We're three wide here for the lead. The number 1 car currently has it. That's Jason Jacoby, and doing a fantastic job right now. It's going to come down to who can out of the 43 and the 46. The 46 of Kyle Brummett there in the number 46 machine. And this is very interesting. Going to start a new lap right now. Who will get to lead the lap? And it's still Justin Bolton there. That was really close there. But we got the number 43, and I love that 43 paint. We got the Wahoo, we'll call it the Wahoo Chevrolet. I love that paint. It looks really good. We also have the number 46 play seat Chevrolet as well. He's been a good pusher too. That's Kyle Brummett in his seat Chevrolet right now, currently pushing Justin Bolton up there. And Jason Jacoby back in the number 1 slot. He's fell back a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him catch back up. I want to check back on a couple of the guys that were involved in that wreck, Kane, and see how they were doing. There's one of them right now, the 01 car in the Checkpoint Graphics Ford Fusion. It's Tyler Hudson being pushed right now by Ryan A. Hill. And they're currently Tyler Hudson back in the 19th position with Ryan Hill holding out the top 20 right. And, of course, he was involved in the wreck. But some of the guys that were a little bit more involved was the number 24 Pepsi Chevrolet of Malik Ray. He's currently in 24th. Also, we saw Ryan Lowe, our pole sitter. And right now, he's down on the apron, Kane. I'm trying to see if everything's all right with the number 38 Pepsi machine there. He is down. He's back on the straightaway now. He was coming off of the apron. And right now, he is currently a lap down. And right now we have 29 cars on the lead lap. The caution were to come out, our lucky dog would be the number 2 car of Tyler Burgess, another car that was involved in the incident.
And we do have a yellow flag out. I don't know what caused it, as I was following Ryan Lowe around. Let's see if we can find out what caused the yellow.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try to find that one out as well. That's a weird question. We're going to have to see what happened. You know, I did see Ryan Lowe down on the apron. I'm going to see if maybe that had something to do with it. I don't think it did. And I think everybody's about as baffled as we are for the caution.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting right there. Even I'm seeing Eric Eisenbeck, one of the drivers, even posted in there. He said, caution, what for? Nobody knows. But it is out right now. It's currently lap 17 of 75, and the shootout has already been very interesting. This is our second caution of the evening. And while the caution's out, I do want to mention that the race is brought to you by GetDirtyMX.com. It's the Daytona Shootout presented by GetDirtyMX. And we want to thank them so much for being on board with us all season long here with the NIS. They're just a truly phenomenal sponsor. I know we talked a little bit about them pre-race, but if you have a little time during one of the cautions, go by, check their website out, also on Facebook as well. They have some really cool gear as well as apparel. They have some really cool shirts and things like that, so go by, check them out. And, just go say hey to them, tell them you saw JD and Kane's show, and they'll love that. They'll get a kick out of that. So that's GetDirtyMX.com. And thank you guys very much. And came back to the race a little bit. Justin Bolton in the number 36 car still out in front. And he's looking really good so far. He's been, obviously it's a lot easier in the front. But that number 46 car of Kyle Brummett, he's been doing fantastic as well. Currently heading down pit road. He is going to go in. I'm going to take a look and see what kind of changes the 46 gets. He's going to definitely get right sides, maybe get lefts too. He may get 2 and out. Yep, it's just going to be right sides for the number 46 as he's heading down pit road. And he's going to have a race as him in the 43 car. We talked earlier about the 43 car, the 143 and the 46 racing off pit road. And Kyle Brummett will be just past getting out of pit road. That was a very close race off of pit road right there. Kyle Brummett was passed by Kwame J. And that was a fantastic job by the Wahoo Chevrolet of Kwame. He did a fantastic job. That was a great race off of pit road. Also, the number 1 car, Jason Jacoby, getting off pit road very fast. Well, with cautions, it does shake up the field a little bit, Kane, and gets us excited about reshaping the field. Things can really change in a hurry, and I'm just going to try to, like I said, I'm going to try to keep an eye on some of those drivers that were in that initial first wreck, because I want to see if, time it on if they're able to come back. We'll get to the 500 on 1 week today, next Wednesday. It's going to be very crucial for a driver, at the beginning of the season, if they get involved in an early accident, will they have the time to be able to come back and actually compete for a victory? So that's what I'm trying to time today. And just checking on some of those guys, I guess the highest that was involved would be the 01 car of Tyler Hudson. He's in 16th position. Another fast guy back there is the number 16 car of Nathan Saxon. He's in 5th. He is in the AMD Chevrolet back in the number 16 car, and we saw him up near the front earlier, back in 15th right now. Be fun to see if he can make his way back up towards the front.
Another driver I want to mention that's been doing a heck of a job today is E.J. O'Rourke. He's been running up there the whole race up in the front, and he's avoided trouble, and he's up there in second place. So good job to E.J. He's definitely no stranger to running with the pros. He's raced for many years with some of the top drivers, so it's good to see him join our race and be doing so well.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job in the U.S. on Ford Fusion there. Ethan Lane, a name we haven't really talked much about so far, in the number 3, the Budweiser Chevrolet, and that is one slick-looking paint right there, Kane. That has got to be one of my vote for paint of the race. I love that one. He's in the 3rd position right now. It'll be fun to see how the Budweiser Chevrolet will do. He's rocking the famous number 3. Be fun to watch him. Another driver that is going to be fast, looks to have a little bit of damage to the front of his Ford Fusion, is the number 32 car, Nicholas Sadowski, in the Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion. Maybe that's just me, but it looks like he has a small amount of damage to the front of the car. Got to be careful with that, because it can heat the car up sometimes if it closes too much of the front up. It's almost like adding too much tape to the car on these restrictor plate tracks. Back in. No, go right ahead, buddy.
I was just gonna say, you definitely got to be careful. You don't want to get these cars too hot. They don't last long once they start reaching those critical temperatures.
Another driver that's made a little bit of a move is the number 55, Ryan Hill, who's currently in the 5th position. Let's see how he runs up here near the front of the field. And as we're getting ready to go to 1 to go, I want to go ahead and say our leader is Justin Bolton in 1st, E.J. O'Rourke in 2nd, with Ethan Lane and Nicholas Sadowski in the 4th position, with Ryan Hill rounding out the top 5. Blake Bryant is in 6th with Matt Kocher in 7th. Jason Jacoby currently in 8th with Kwame Ajay in 9th. Kyle Brumett in 10th place. Alan Bowes in 11th. 12th goes to Sasha Wessler with Nathan Saxon in 10th. 14th goes to Ryan Wells with S.D. Miller in 15th. Tyler Hudson is in 6th with Malik Ray in 17th. Logan Kress is in 18th. 19th goes to Kamranik Little, and rounding out the top 20 is Jeremy Bakuzaka. Sorry, I said that really bad. Jeremy Lukaska. Sorry about that, Jeremy. And we're 1 to green, Kane, so to get this action going again, I smell a long green flag run. What do you think, buddy?
I agree. I think they were having a great one until this mystery caution come out. I know that something caused it. We just couldn't find it. I'm sure somebody got off, spun around or something.
Yeah, I'm sure it was something that was near the back of the field that we weren't able to see. And as the guys are heading down the back stretch, almost halfway to green here, but I'm sure the guys are going to be calmed down. A lot of them got fresh tires put on again, filled up, topped off fuel. They'll be able to run a long way before they're going to have to worry about pitting again, as it's on lap number 20. I still think they can't make a full green run yet. I think we're going to have to get a few more laps under our belts before we'll be able to make a full green to a green run to the end without having to make a pit.
I agree. I think we're going to need a few more laps before that can happen.
And right now, it's going to be fun to see who gets it all race long. The bottom line has been the place to be, and the 36 car of Justin Bolton will lead that lane. The number 41 of E.J. O'Rourke will be leading the high side, and it'll be fun to see who will get the push this time around. The pace car is getting ready to head down towards its parking spot, and we're about to go green. There he heads off, and all eyes are on the number 36 as Justin Bolton will take us green. And
E.J. O'Rourke
fantastic.
slips right down to get behind Justin Bolton and gets a little bit of speed, then he comes back up to the outside, but Justin's not going to allow that. He goes back up and gets right in front of him to force it, which forces E.J. O'Rourke to be behind him, and he'll just stay back there and get some of that drafting.
Right now, the number 32 of Nicholas Sadowski stuck on the high side lane. He tries to push down low and pushes the number 3 of Ethan Lane below the yellow lines for just a moment. He's still stuck up there, but surprisingly enough, Kane, he's not moving back far enough as the cars have not reached top speed yet. He finally is able to pull into traffic. A good job by the 32 there of Nicholas Sadowski to find a spot. Looking back at Kyle Brumett. Kyle Brumett right now trying to move his way back towards the front, unfortunately falling back a little bit. He's in 11th place, but look who's on the move. The number 16 car is on his way to the front. Nathan Saxon, he's up into 13th place, and right in front of him in 12th is Tyler Hudson in the number 01 car. Both of these guys were involved a little bit earlier and on their way back to the front.
Tyler does got his repairs done now because he's back up to speed. He was quite a bit off pace through the last stint, but now he's been able to get back into the pits and get his car repaired. So we ought to see him moving back up to the front now that he's back to full speed.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun. Another car on the move right now is the number 24 of Malik Ray. He's back in 18th place, but he was really messed up. Another car that was really, really messed up was our pole sitter, Ryan Lowe. And I want to point something out, guys. He was off the lead lap. Now he is back on the lead lap. He's back in 25th position, but he has Blade Witt in the number 7 Target Chevrolet with him. So if those two can hook up together, maybe get a little bit up towards this field, he's back on the lead lap now, Kane. He can get a push back towards the front. If that car's not too damaged, that was a very fast car. That was your pole sitter here.
Yeah, if the number 7 can get up there with him and get him caught back up to that pack, I think we can see good things from Ryan throughout the rest of this race if he can avoid trouble.
Boy, 3 wide through the start-finish line right now. We got some racing going on right now. And the 43 of Kwame Ajay, he has been outstanding, currently hooked up with the number 1 of Jason Jacoby of the Big Lots Chevrolet. Doing a fantastic job. The number 69 of Matt Kocher right now in his Chevrolet is currently trying to get right there on the bumper, the 46 of Brumett. He does a really good job. He's trying to decide on the high or the low lane. A lot of these guys keep switching back and forth trying to see which one they'll get the best of. Worried about a car, Kane. The number 41 car of E.J. O'Rourke started second and it is all the way back to 13th on the restart. That is not good for the Ford Fusion in the Ford Fusion there. That's not good news for E.J. O'Rourke.
No, it's not. I wonder what happened to E.J. Maybe he got caught out of the draft or something and forced back, or, man, you would think to fall back that far that something would have happened. Maybe he caught the yellow line and just kind of made him go off track and have to wait for a spot to come back up.
Boy, I tell you who is on the move. The number 3 car of Ethan Lane in the Budweiser Chevrolet. The number 3 is now in second place and pushing the leader, Justin Bolton. And this is a fantastic job. We didn't see much of him very early in the race. He has moved his way up to the front of this field, and he'll be battling for the lead real soon as he is pushing the leader right now.
He has done a fantastic job coming from, mid-pack a few laps ago to now being in the second spot.
And look at the 16 car right now in the AMD Chevrolet, the number 16 of Nathan Saxon, all the way up to third place. and a really good job for him. It looked like things were going downhill for the 16 car. He has really turned his race around in a hurry. Here also is the number 32 car of Nicholas Sadowski. He's now passed for third. He's being pushed by the number 56 machine of Jeremy Lukaska.
I just can't get over how great these cars look this year. And under the lights, just spectacular. These guys have really done a great job on their cars this year.
Boy, they look really good. A lot of great racing right now. The guys have really calmed down, not quite as aggressive as they were a little earlier in the race. And so I think that green flag run is about to take off. In fact, looks like we're starting to see some guys that have teamed up start to have some friends and starting to make some moves. One of the cars that's kind of slipped back just a little bit, he was up in 5th place and then 4th place. Now he's all the way back to 9th. Just like that is the number 55 of Ryan Hill. Slipped back a little bit. One of the cars we haven't talked much about is the number 21 Lowe's Chevrolet of Alan Bowes. He's up to the 12th position, Kane, trying to move his way towards the front. Also, right there with him is Logan Kress in the number 92 machine. He's trying to move to the front as well, trying to just move up little by little, take his time.
I'm really impressed with the patience we've seen out of a lot of these drivers. We have seen a couple of mistakes one mistake that ended with a big crash, but otherwise, everybody's been looking really good.
Yeah, everybody really behaving themselves so far. I do want to point something else out, though, buddy, is Tyler Hudson in the 01 car. We saw him working his way all the way up, now back in 20th position, and really in danger of falling out of this pack. Oh, we have trouble up in the field right now. Carnage is right now the number 41 machine of E.J. O'Rourke. This is the big one and a half. Cars everywhere involved. And my goodness, it is just carnage right now. Look who is involved. The number 7 car is involved. We also have our pole sitter, Ryan Lowe, involved in the number 38 as well. This is just terrible. We're going to have to get a race recall replay. Man, I really hate to see that. And it just looks like, I'm trying to see, I don't know if the 43 got into the back of the 16 Kane. It's really hard to tell. I'm trying to get a good angle on it. What are you thinking there, buddy?
Watching the race, recall replay, the 16 just kind of gets sideways as the 43 is spinning him, and from there it's just, that happened in front of all the cars, and so it was just a big pileup. It looks like it was just a drafting incident where Kwame was pushing the 16 car.
What I hate to see is a lot of drivers that had some great things going for them. That was really near the front of the field, Kane, and big-time drivers involved. One is, of course, E.J. O'Rourke, who has had a really good race to this point, but then other drivers that we've talked about, the number 16 of Nathan Saxon involved, the number 43, of course, of Kwame Ajayi involved, and then we just had talked about how great he was doing, the number 3 of Ethan Lane in the number 3 Chevy Budweiser machine. I really hate to see that. Also, of course, we mentioned the number 41 of E.J. O'Rourke. I know we said him a minute ago, but golly, I just hate to see that for those guys. Total carnage on the track. Also, the number 31 involved as well. And he seemed to scathe through it okay. And when the 16 came back down, I think when our pole sitter's okay, I think he got on the brakes in time to where he won't suffer too much damage there. we'll just have to see how things pan out over the next few laps to see really how these cars take the damage. Just like we thought that Tyler Hudson's car was okay, and we see him slide near the rear. These cars sometimes, even though they can get some of the physical damage repaired, the mechanical under the hood stuff really hurts. So it'll be interesting to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, a lot of times the cars look okay, but they get hot real quick. That's, it bends up the grills up front, and then they can't keep the temperatures down. And a lot of times we'll see a perfectly good-looking car blow the motor up several laps in.
Yeah, I hate that right there. That's a tough, big one. That's going to hurt some of the guys. That's going to shrink the field up a little bit there. Really tough as we're only on lap 31. And surely that's we'll have a good green run after this. But pit stops are really important right now, as they might be able to run the full distance from this point forward. It's going to be tough to know for sure, as I don't have a calculator on me to calculate the exact distance left, but these guys and what their cars will do. But maybe with some fuel saving, I bet they can pull it off from this point.
Yeah, I'm
Justin
thinking they
Bolden.
could probably get through from here on. They might have to fuel save a little.
Yeah, I think they really are going to have to. I just hated to see that, man. That's tough stuff. But there's good news. At least it happened in the shootout and not at the 500. It's good to get.
Yeah, another thing. It was a drafting incident. It wasn't one where a driver, did something really stupid and came up into another driver or something like that could cause some animosity toward drivers. This was just one where, that pair of cars was just really fighting to make some progress, and something happened in the draft, whether it was maybe a netcode deal or something, that caused the spin. So it wasn't a case of an error by a driver per se.
Yeah. I just really hate that for the guys that got in, and really hate the guys that were involved. Hopefully they'll be able to fix things up. We are currently on lap number 32 of 75 under our third caution of the race, and hopefully things will clean up from here on out. We've had some great racing, really we have. We had a great race on that last run, Kane. We still have Justin Bolton has led the most laps to this point. But we definitely have some guys that be on the move in a heartbeat. We talked about how low in the race some of the guys were falling. It looks like they're back up towards the front. Remember Malik Ray involved in the earlier wreck at the very first caution of the race. Currently they show him in 7th. And then we also have talked about, of course, Tyler Hudson. He is currently shown in the 10th position. So it'll be fun to see how things change as we get ready to go green here in just a few moments as they clean up the wreckage. That was a really big wreck right there. That was a lot of cars involved. Definitely a big one.
Yeah, that was much bigger than I'd like to see at all in one of these Daytona races. But at this point in the race, that one's definitely going to hurt a lot of drivers. Let's take a look at the gains and losses this far into the race. Bring up the gains and loss screen.
No, there's one of those I was talking about.
Nicholas Sadowski has gained 17 positions. Ryan Hill, 21. Kyle Brummett, 15. Chris Miller, 18. A lot of big gains this race. So I'll be anxious to see how this race plays out with all those big gainers near the front now.
Yeah, a lot of guys really gained from that, and we're going to be able to see who's going to be able to take advantage of what has happened so far. I mean, we talk about how bad it is for some guys. For some of these guys, it is a huge helping hand. Who will be able to take this helping hand that has been dealt to them and turn it into a win? That's what's going to be interesting. We do have a lot of new guys up near the front now. Jordy Lopez Jr., he's been kind of near the front, but the number 88 National Guard Chevrolet is now currently in 6th position. Watch for him to make a move. Also, the number 69 of Matt Kocher in the 69 Chevrolet is all the way up to 8th position as well. Another car we haven't seen at all to this point, or talked about at all, is the number 37 in his Wahoo Chevrolet, Chris Miller. He is currently rounding out the top 10, so very interesting, and it looks like we're going to take our eyes back to the front of the field as we watch the pace car and wait for its exit as we're getting ready to go green. The pace car is off, and let's get ready to go green one more time. Jeremy Lakuzaka is going to lead this lap officially. The number 56 car gets a great jump off of the restart, and which lane will he pick? It's all up to him, as he's guaranteed to have a pusher. He's kind of got a mid-line picked out, and he's going to take that low line, it looks like, and the number 36 of Justin Bolton will be pushing. Whoa, a scary moment right there. Looks like we almost had a little incident, but everybody so far, so good. And right now the high line really trying to get a push if that they can. The 88 and the 55 trying to get a move. Also the number 1 of Jason Jacoby trying to push. She just decides to go to the bottom lane instead. It's going to be pushed by the number 43 machine and hopes that they... Oh, we have trouble again, Kane, up top. Unfortunately, the number 41 car is involved again. EJ O'Rourke, and this is bad news.
Take a look at EJ and the race call replay and see exactly what happened there.
Looks like Brendan Coppinger was involved as well. And as we get the race call replay up, just keep an eye and see how this happened. I just saw it in the corner of my eye, so it was very difficult to see how it started.
Yeah, it was actually just in front of EJ, a couple cars.
Was it, I'm looking on right now, trying to find the exact point of okay, it was the number 37 and the number 5 car. That's where it started. Chris Miller in the 37 got into the rear of the number 5 Chris M. Hall, and before I say that wrong, it's going to be hard to tell where it started. It looks like the 5 car wanted to come up and didn't have enough room cleared, and actually the 5 looks like he came up into the 37. That's a hard one to call if you're going to try to pick who caused it. I'm going to say
it looks like he maybe just a fraction too far. The 5 car came up just a fraction too far and caught that quarter right on the front of the other car there.
Yeah, that was definitely a very crucial incident. And hate to see that right there. But with some of these really bad wrecks, we're cleaning the field out a little bit and should have some clean racing from this point forward, Kane. I hate that it's been a pretty crucial race to this point, but that's Daytona, and like I said, it's better they get this out of their system now before the 500. Or they're going to be in for a...
there has been a lot of good racing today. It's we had that pretty long stint there before that one yellow flag that we didn't really know what caused it. We had a lot of great racing there, and then all these instances, they ended up being big crashes just because of the nature of Daytona. But all in all, the racing's been clean.
Yeah, it really has been. Like that incident we just had, I mean, it literally happened. If you take car and move it up a foot, that wreck doesn't happen. It's just very, very unfortunate that did happen. And let's see if we can just move on past it, and hopefully some of the guys can get repaired and get back out in a decent condition. Right now, Jeremy Lakuzaka is out in the lead right now, and I apologize for me. I'm going to get your last name right, I promise, buddy. Jeremy Lukaska is out in the lead in the number 56 car. And it's good to see a new leader out there, Kane. We saw him lead the last lap off the green restart, but here he is.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job. He's made it through that stint just fine, and he's been doing great. So we'll see how he does through this stint. He's got a lot of fast guys on his bumper, so he's definitely got a lot of talent to hold off.
Yeah, he does. He's got a lot of stuff on right to deal with. Number one is going to be tough to deal with is the number 36 machine of Justin Bolton. We've seen him be a threat all race long, and newly added to the list, the highest gainer in the race to this point, the number 32 machine of Nicholas Sadowski and his Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion. And then Kyle Brumett, we've seen him as well up and down. He's kind of moved up and back up again. We've seen him move up and down the field. He's back up into the fourth position in the number 46 Chevrolet. Ryan Hill is back into the number 5 spot in the number 55 car in the Hillco Chevrolet. Good to see him running back up in the top 5. And Matt Kocher in the number 69 car. He is back up into 6th place where he was just a little earlier. So some of the guys still moving up. Look at the number 21 of Alan Bowes up into the 8th position. We didn't talk a lot about him early in the race, but it looks like his car's doing just fine. And I think he's one of these racers that's kind of been pacing himself, Kane, in hopes to maybe make his run later in the race, and it may have paid off as he is up into the 8th position now. And you'd like to think that's out of the danger zone. The danger zone in races like this happen to usually be in the middle of the pack or in the middle of the field. And that's literally where we've seen a lot of the accidents. Now, unfortunately, a lot of it's happened around the 10th and between the 10th and 15th spot. So that's kind of the red danger zone that we've had. You either want to be way ahead of it or way behind it. That's why I say in a lot of these restrictor plate races, a lot of drivers have a strategy where the first half, sometimes even the first 3/4 of a race, they'll actually ride near the back of the field just to stay out of the incidents, then have a late race push towards the front. I think we'll see that for the 500 on next Wednesday. I think we will see a lot of guys that will try to run near the back of the field and then try to make a late race push for a win. It's going to be very, very exciting to see how things go. Right now, we do have 17 cars still on the lead lap, though. For the amount of incidents and as many big wrecks as we had, Kane, that's really good to have 17 still on the lead lap. Only one lap down is Ryan Lowe, our pole sitter. How about that, man? He is only a lap down. And in 19th is Ryan Wells. He's only a lap down. 2 laps down is Kwame Ajay. We've seen him up near the front all day long. I hope he's able to get back up there. Chris Hall is in the 21st position. Chris Miller is 2 laps down as well. So we'll keep an eye on a lot of these guys to see if they're able to make some sort of comeback. And as I'm looking, it looks like we're going to be lining up in double file here shortly to go green, Kane.
We are double file. The lights are off, and we'll be going green when we get back around here. And Jeremy Lakuzka will take us green.
Yeah, no, it's a fun name to say now that I think I got it right. Lukaska.
Yeah, that looks right to me.
Lukaska. I like that now that I can say it. It rolls off the tongue nice. And now he's going to have a good roll off of this start and get ahead of Justin Bolton. It's going to be quite some task as Justin Bolton will have Kyle Brumett pushing, and we've seen the 46 push strong all race long, Kane.
That's true. He is definitely proven to be a great pusher, so I would say that the advantage goes to the outside on this one.
Well, we'll be going green in no time. The 84 was riding down on the apron. He pulls back up. The 01 of Tyler Hudson starts to tighten the field a little bit too as he was riding back. Also, the 55, the pace car is in. Now we see if we can get a good roll off, and we are green. Here goes the leader right now. Jeremy Lukaska tries to get a good roll towards after the start-finish line on the bottom line. He does. And we see Justin Bolton go down to that inside line. This is where we have to be careful when guys start to try to fall into place. Who will be able to fall in? We've got to be extremely careful. Right now, the 84 trying to decide whether he should ride behind the 88 on the low side or take 55 route on the high. He gets down low, and the 55, unfortunately, of Ryan Hill started 5th on the restart. He's sliding back.
Yeah, he is. Back there in 8th position now.
He is. Tyler Hudson's happy to see him in the 01 car as he has finally found him a draft and the 48 will follow. The 48 of Blake Bryant in the Bass Shop Chevrolet will try to follow, and he's going to just miss out. He's got a wall of air that hits him. The 21 will tuck in and try to ride with him in the low Chevrolet. That's Alan Bowes, by the way. And Alan Bowes leaves the 40. He's trying to decide whether he's going to hang with the 48 or go with the 92 there, Kane. He's either going to go with Logan Kress in the 92 or the 48 of Blake Bryant. And he chooses the 48 in the high side.
Yeah, he does, and that was a good choice. The 92 left out there instantly starts moving backward.
Justin Bolton is by himself on the high side right now, in the 3rd position. Kyle Brumett has not went up to the high side to join him. He's stuck up without a drafting partner at the moment, but his car is fast enough, Kane. He's okay right now. Kyle Brumett will look like he's going to get the pass as they go into the turn. And right now our leaders still Jeremy Lukska and Nicholas Sadowski with the push back there in the 32. Inside Sim Racing Chevrolet. This is an outstanding race so far. Really enjoying it, man. When we get it going like this, you're right, Kane. The racing has been phenomenal. I want to correct a mistake. That was the Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion there, buddy. Sorry about that, Nicholas Sadowski. Right now, side-by-side racing the number 46 and the 36 right now. We've seen Justin Bolton and Kyle Brumett, both extremely fast cars. The CS Designs car of Kyle Brumett will get the advantage as he has the drafting air and the low line.
Tyler Hudson and Ryan Heel coming up from the back of the pack there, and they're making a run for the front of this thing.
Man, that came up in a hurry as the number 55 Hillco Chevrolet of Ryan A. Hill has moved all the way up to the bumper of Justin Bolton in 4th place. We have a race on our hands right now, buddy. This front pack is about as exciting as it gets. Look at the push that Justin Bolton is getting from the 55 of Ryan A. Hill. They are side by side with leader Jeremy Lukska and Nicholas Sadowski, who will get the lead the lap here as we're about to start finish line here, starting lap number 43 of 75. This is what we wanted when we wanted a shootout here at Daytona, and we have one right now. Look at Justin Bolton reclaim the lead. He lead an entire lap and reclaim his spot. He is getting one heck of a push right now from the number 55 of Ryan Hill, Kane. That is an incredibly fast. Remember, Kane, we talked just a little earlier about the low line, and I said later in the race, sometimes the high line comes through. It looks like the place to be right now if you have a fast pusher. Here comes Tyler Hudson.
Yes, Tyler will connect there with Justin Bolton and hopefully give a push to the front. He did take a little break there, let his car cool off as the 55 joined up with the other car, and that was a good strategy because now he's joined up with Justin and has pushed him to the front.
Boy, how about that for Tyler Hudson? He has literally come from the back of the field all the way up to 2nd place, and now is pushed in Justin Bolton. And looking back at the leader on the restart, it was Jeremy Lukaska in the number 56 Chevrolet. He's still doing okay. Currently, he is now pushing the 55 car, and they're trying to catch up to our current 2 leaders. Right now, we're looking for a swap. We have side-by-side racing, and who led that lap? It was Tyler Hudson, currently leading the lap. We have a new leader now on the high side being pushed by the 55, and now we see Tyler Hudson. Will he try to go to the bottom line? He will go to the low line. He will be right in front of Justin Bolton, and man, that is a fantastic race maneuver right there by the number 01 of Tyler Hudson. Now the 55 of Ryan Hill and him battling side by side. The 32 Inside Sim Racing Chevrolet of Nicholas Sadowski will try to push the 55 into a new lead, and this is incredible racing we have here on lap 45 of 75, Kane.
Yeah, the 55 of Ryan Hill being pushed by Sadowski, they kind of backed off just a little bit, but they were coming up pretty quick. I was a little worried there. I thought they might get up there and get into the lead. I was a little concerned for Tyler, but they they're slacking off here a little bit. I think maybe they're getting a little hot and trying to cool down. But once they get cooled down, I bet they'll come back roaring back to the front.
You know, that's one of the things is how long do you lead? Look at the push right now. Scary moment.
Whoa. Oh, and there's a wreck.
There goes the 55 Ryan Hill. Then a terrible race as we have the 55 of Ryan Hill. Then we also have Brumette involved. And then I also saw it look like the number 32 and Nicholas Sadowski. Unfortunately, Kane, it was the inside sim racer. Our Ford Fusion was badly damaged. It run into the car. We're going to have to get a race recall replay.
As we go to the race recall replay, we'll take a look at Eric Eisenbeck in the number 84 car. I believe that's where the incident started. Yeah, Eric goes in between the 69 and the 55 and just makes contact with the 55 and sends the 55 around, and that's where the pileup begins.
Man, that was so close. I saw, it's funny, you can see that tiny wiggle, and next thing you know, it just, that's so tough right there. Hate to see that right there. And Kane, as we get ready to get things started back up, everybody will be trying to get back in position. The thing to do now, we're going to see the road pretty packed as we do right now. But that things are fixing to get really crucial, as obviously we can go to the finish now on one stop. So it's going to be very crucial. Go ahead and get in there, get you a fresh set of tires, top it off with fuel. And I think we're going to go green to finish here. I think this is going to be a fantastic race to the finish.
I agree that we've really seen a lot of fine racing here, a lot of fine driving, and I think that toward the going to the finish here, we're going to continue that and see these guys race to the finish with a lot of good clean driving.
Yeah, it looks that way. And right now, Justin Bolton will be the new leader as we get ready to head on to lap number 48 of 75 here at Daytona at the first ever 2014 Daytona Shootout. And Kane, we did this just to kick off the season, and it's really good fun for these guys just to get out and get a little practice before next week's kickoff at the official Daytona 500 next Wednesday evening at 9.
I hope so. I mean, that's what the whole hope is, that these guys can get together, have a little bit of fun. And I know we needed a warm-up on the broadcasting and to make sure that all our overlays are working and stuff like that. So I hope they're having a good time. And I know I'm having a good time. I'm definitely enjoying being here for this race. They're doing a great job, and letting all of us get warmed up a little bit here.
Oh yeah, man! We've seen some really outstanding racing up front. It's going to be exciting to see who's able to pull out the victory here at the end. A lot of the guys that were involved in the bigger races have had to park the cars for the day. They're just too damaged to continue. So that's the field is going to shrink tremendously here at the end. So I think we're going to have a green run to the end. It's going to be pretty fun to see. Now, with this being said, the whole strategy changes because we have a smaller field now, it's going to be very, very easy to fall out of the draft. And if that happens, these guys are going to be relying on a caution to keep them from going a lap down. We're about to go, when we go green, we'll be on lap 50. We'll have 25 laps to finish. During a green run, that's not going to take long at all. So this race will be done in a hurry. I think you got to push now, at least to try to stay up in the top 4 or 5, because if you fall out of this main pit, you're done. There's, like I said, there's not a lot of cars left. We have 12 cars left on the lead lap. 18 are still within 1 lap down, and but some of those guys have parked their vehicles, so it's going to be interesting to see who finishes this race up front.
Yeah, it definitely is. A lot of times these races where the field gets to be kind of small toward the end, usually sometimes that's where you can see the best racing. Everybody that's left is all about the same pace, and there's not a whole lot of people to cause any mischief, so we can usually see some good racing when the field gets down to this size.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's what makes it so fun when you get to the end of these races. And that's why I believe we will have a green flag run with a smaller field size here to end it. And I just want to thank everybody that has come so far to the race. It's been really fun, and it's been a learning experience at that too, buddy. That's for sure. And I'll let you get us started this time as the pace car gets ready to head down pit road, and we'll be getting ready to go green, Kane. Sounds good, and we're about to go green in just a moment. I'm actually sending some information real quick to some of the drivers so they can come give us an awesome interview after the race.
That's exactly what I was doing.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll let you do that then. We had the same idea. I'll let you send them the message there. They were... All right, guys, here we are, lap number 50, and the car's lights are out. As soon as we make it around, pace car will be heading off. We're double filed. This is how we will restart. Justin Bolton is on the inside row, starting in the first position. In the second spot is the number 69 Chevrolet of Matt Kocher. Number 48 of Blake Bryant will be starting in third. The number 92 of Logan Kress will be in the fourth position. Fifth belongs to Jordy Lopes Jr. with E.J. Rourke holding it down in sixth. Casey Tucker currently in the seventh position with Jason Jacoby back in eighth. Ryan Lowe, our pole sitter, is listed in ninth with Brandon Coppinger in 10th. This will change a little bit as things have kind of shifted, so as soon as they get green lap underway, it'll be fun to see how things shift really quick. Justin Bolton is ready to take us green as soon as the pace car heads down pit road. There he goes. The pace car is down, and let's watch our leader take us green. Justin Bolton has got a great start there off of the front. Gets about a car length lead over the number 69 car. And those two, if 69 could catch up to him, they really could break away from the field. This could be huge, Kane.
Boy, Justin has got a heck of a lead there.
Yeah, he does. Now with the 48 pushing the 69 and the 41, they should be able to catch up really fast. You'll see almost an accordion effect, and that's what we're seeing right now. May be able to just go right around him. Oh, man, a scary moment as the 36 came up almost. I don't want to call that a blocking move, but it was close to one.
Well, he wanted that draft. He seen those guys coming up, and he thought, man, I ain't got nobody coming up behind me. I want to get in front of those guys, and it just didn't quite work out like he wanted it to.
Man, these guys are really being aggressive right now. It's very scary up here at the front. They kind of need to settle in for a moment and realize you're not going to win the race on the 52nd lap. There's a lot of racing left. You do have to be kind of aggressive, but not that aggressive that fast. That was a scary moment. 36 is still out in the lead right now, Justin Bolton. And look who's up there in second place, Kane. How about number 41 of E.J. O'Rourke? We saw him involved in an incident earlier, and here he is in the second position fighting for the lead, pushing the leader right now. Also, another great driver that's shown is Jordy Lopez Jr. in the number 88 National Guard Chevrolet back in third. He has done a phenomenal job as well. Good job by all of these drivers up here at the front. Look who's in danger, though, as we go a little bit back in the field. Our pole sitter, the number 38 of Ryan Lowe in the Retro Pepsi Chevrolet, is back in 8th. And he does have a little help back there from the number 7. And the scary thing is Blade Witt back there is falling back. His car doesn't seem to have the power of the other cars. The number 1 car of Jason Jacoby is pushing nicely. He's pushing the number 26 of Brandon Coppinger right now. I can see those two maybe making it back up to the front field, but the others may have to rely on a caution cane later if this keeps up green.
Yeah, it looked to me like Ryan probably had to slow down a little bit to pick up his pusher. And but now that they're back together, we ought to see him start moving forward. But they've lost a lot of time from that lead pack.
Yeah, right now the lead pack racing really tight. Right now it's fun to see. We have the number 88. Oh, and he has trouble. This is not another one. No bad trouble. The 88's turned around, and another caution comes out. We're going to have a race recall replay on that wreck.
As we go to the race recall replay, our camera is on Jordy Lopez as we try to see exactly what happened.
Boy, that is just crazy. He was just pushing him. I think he may have touched him just a tad too hard without being centered up on the back of the 88. And the 69 of Kocher is able just to turn the 88 around. And that's how you see it right there. The 41
we've seen that a couple times today. And that might be a sign of things to come. Drafting may be a pretty big issue with these Gen 6 cars. They're supposed to be, it's supposed to be a much better deal, but no, that's right. The drafting is much difficult with the Gen 6 cars because the bumpers and stuff are different.
That's right, Kane. With the car of tomorrow, the front end design was actually made to meet up with the back of the other cars, so they could literally tandem draft no problem. These Gen 6 cars are rounded in the front and flat on the back. They do not meet up flush. So if you do not meet directly in the back, if you're a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right on the bumper, you will spin the car ahead of you, especially if you nudge them too hard. We witnessed that there. And I'm thinking that on down the road, iRacing, of course, is just a wonderful simulator. But I believe that what we will see down the road is these Gen 6 cars will get a new draft model. And Gen 6 cars in NASCAR and real-world racing, you're only allowed to get about a foot, maybe just inside of a foot. And there's actually the way that the aero design is on this Gen 6 car, there's turbulent air that comes off of the bumper of these Gen 6 cars. That's why you see more pack racing and less tandem. They cannot tandem race with these Gen 6 cars as the aerodynamic of the car just will not allow it. Here you're seeing our leader, Justin Bolden, stay out. Also, the number 92 will stay out, and the number 7 will stay out. That's going to help the number 7 make up a lot of position. In fact, that's going to help him make up, let's see, about 8 positions, Kane. He's going to move up a good bit there as he'll come, or 7 positions. The number 7 will move up 7 positions if he just still stays out. He may decide to go in at a later lap. In fact, I'm trying to see what happened.
Well, as we're under yellow here and waiting to get everything ironed out here, let's have a little chat with Nick Sadowski. Nick, you're not racing no more. Yeah, bad ending to your race, huh?
Yeah, the Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion was very strong tonight. Whatever lane, high, low, I put it in, it worked pretty well. You know, it was good racing out there. You know, it's not that easy. If you push on the left side, the guys get very loose, so we just had to stay a little off the back bumper. Overheat was pretty common, at least for me, and other than that, it was fast. It sucks to be wrecked. Nobody likes it, but I'm looking forward to Daytona.
Yeah, it was a tough race. I believe you were in the 36 car. Is that correct?
32nd, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But we seen you having a great race all day long. He was really doing a terrific job.
Yeah, thank you.
I do have a question for you. I did see on the number 32 Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion there, buddy. It looked at one point early in the race like you had a little bit of damage to the front of your Ford. That was the problem. I thought I even mentioned on the broadcast that may cause some overheating issues. And it's funny to hear you say a little bit about some overheating issues. I believe that may have caused it. It wasn't major damage to the front of the Fusion, but it definitely could have closed the air vent up on the front of that Ford.
Yeah, that restart, I believe I was starting 7th, I think. I'm not sure what lap it was on. I was starting either 5th or 7th. And when we took that green, someone on the inside just checked up, and the 4 checked up, and I checked up, but I hit him pretty square in the back, and I think that's where it gave me the front end damage. But other than that, I mean, didn't think it gave me too much, like, overheating issue. I was pretty much fine. But I think it did affect some of the aero.
Yeah, I definitely do. It was a great race up at the front. A lot of great guys racing together. It's hard to get in a shootout like we did tonight. It was fun. It was the first time that we've ever done this to kick off a season, and we just thought it would be great to get a lot of the guys in here. Obviously, we had a good bit of incidents, but like I was telling Kane, it's better to get them out of the way now in the shootout where there's no points involved, as we will be officially starting next Wednesday for the 500. We really look forward to seeing you, Nick, and hope to see you running in the open top split. Yeah, that's some of the fun stuff you get to see during a shootout. Yeah, they're taking showing their road course racing skills there. But yeah, Nick, really looking forward to seeing you in the top split of the NIS Open Series, buddy.
Thank you.
Any strategy that you have heading into the new season for the 500?
Well, I really don't know where my car is going to end up in qualifying. I seem like I have a pretty good car weeks ago and testing in some races a few weeks ago, and just really been making adjustments to the car, making it faster and making it more stable in the corners. Much my strategy is, if I start anywhere outside 15th, if I start 16th, since we start on a pit road, I'll be dropping to the back and I'll ride there for a little bit, I think. It's, for points, and we're all running for pro, so I think I want to try and take it safe, even though there are dry races, but I don't want to get involved in wreck on week 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming by and talking with us, Nick. We sure do appreciate it, buddy. And thanks for coming by in the Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion, buddy. And best of luck to you next week in the 500.
Thank you, guys. You too.
And that is Nicholas Sadowski, driver of the number 32 Inside Sim Racing Ford Fusion. Best of luck to him, Kane. That'll be fun to watch next week, of course, when get a little more serious as the start of the season officially begins.
Yeah, it will be fun. I'm even more excited now than I was yesterday for the 500, and I was pretty darn excited yesterday. So these guys have done a great job of giving me a little bit more enthusiasm going into next week, and we are getting ready to go green again. So let's get ready to go green.
Yeah, Kane, this has become an endurance race here. I know it was a shootout, but man, it's become survival of the fittest here late in the game now, as Justin Bolton has led the most laps here today, and he's bound and determined to win this thing. But I wanted you to just take a look at who's in 4th position right now. Ryan Lowe, the number 38, our pole sitter, literally went 2 laps down at one point, and he has gotten 2 lucky dogs to make his way all the way back on the lead lap and is racing in the 4th position. What would it be if he was able to come back and win this thing, Kane?
He's been in a couple accidents. I I thought he maybe was in every accident on the field today. He's just had such bad luck, but he has managed to struggle back to the front, and he's battling for position here at the restart of this race.
Yeah, right now trying to get pushed the best he can on the high side. Justin Bolton decides to take a high push and then heads down low, a dive bomb to the inside. Now the number 92 car is trying to be pushed by the number 26 of Brandon Coppinger, trying to push the best he can. We were just talking about Ryan Lowe in the 38 being pushed by the 28 of Casey Tucker in the Aflac machine right there. Also the number 7 of Blade Witt trying to push as well on the high side. Late in the race, some of these drivers still believing in the high side, and right now Kane is moving a little faster than the low side through the turn.
It is. Watching Casey Tucker push the 38 car to the front of the field here. We haven't done a lot of talking about Casey Tucker today, but right now he is definitely showing that he's got some serious pace.
Casey Tucker, one of the drivers that did choose to stay near the end of the field early in the race and now has found his way up into the 3rd position. Justin Bolton is in 4th position, and he is going to try to push his way back up towards the front here on lap 60. There's only 15 laps remaining, folks. And right now the 38 Ryan Lowe is in the lead. And on the number 28, Casey Tucker on the high side trying to make the pass. He's being pushed by Justin Bolton, who will get to lead this lap. It is going to look like the number 28 will lead. It's going to be close. And we may have, for the first time, it is Casey Tucker leads his first lap of the race in his Aflac Ford Fusion. And a great job there by Casey Tucker. Whoa, it gets a little swirly there. And things okay right now as this top 4 is really racing tough right now. The number 26 of Brandon Coppinger is being pushed by the number 1 of Jason Jacoby, who literally has been up towards the front all day long in the Big Lot Chevrolet. Those two are a little off the pace with the lead pack, but they're coming up in a hurricane.
Yeah, they are. All it takes is a good push for a couple laps to make up all that time, and that's exactly what they're doing. Justin Bolton finally showing the signs of the loss of the draft as he's falling all the way to the back of the lead pack there.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate to see that, some of the guys falling off of the lead pack, but for all the guys that have hung around in the race tonight who have made it through the carnage and the craziness that has been some of the big incidents tonight, we've had several big ones here. E.J. Rourke in the number 41 machine is only back in 7th, Kane. So really anybody at this point that sticks around is going to have a good finish just based on surviving. Right now the number 7 is being pushed by Justin Bolton. Ryan Lowe also trying to push the 28 of the Aflac machine right there. And look who's leading the race right now. Ryan Lowe is just pulled into the lead, being pushed by, Blake Witt of the number 7 Target machine is being pushed by Justin Bolton. Sorry about that, buddy.
Well, that's quite all right. Ryan Lowe is back there in the 4th spot. I got a feeling we will be seeing him make one more push for this thing before it's all said and done.
Yeah, really an outstanding job by Justin Bolton all day long to stay up near the front. Very impressive. I'm really impressed, seriously, with Ryan Lowe, the guy in the V8 Retro Pepsi machine. Nobody pushing him right now and still hanging up in there.
Oh, but he wants to be careful, though, because there's nobody left behind him. So if he don't catch up to that 7 car and get back in that draft, he could fall out of the draft, and if that happens, his race will pretty much be done unless we get another caution flag.
Yeah, very dangerous right now for both. This is a huge point in this race, Kane, as it looks like our two leaders, I'll say, of Blade Witt and Justin Bolton right now, Casey Tucker and Justin Bolton riding out right now. Got a good lead right now, and if they can keep this up, this is going to be huge, as we'll get to see these two really race for a finish. Right now, they're trying to switch for a little bit of fresh air, and that's going to help the other two catch up.
Yep.
The other
Lowe
4
has now got a pusher himself, so now everybody's got him a partner, and it's about finishing now and seeing who can get a good push to the finish.
Yeah, Brandon Coppinger found a Christmas present early. It's the number 1 car of Jason Jacoby, and he's pushing him all the way up. Catch up with this front pack. This is awesome right here. Now we're going to have a battle for the lead by the time we get around to the checkered finish line. It's not the checkered flag, just the finish line. Also, you just mentioned it, the number 7 target machine pushing the retro Pepsi of Ryan Lowe all the way up. Now this 6 is just a crazy battle for position. Here we are, lap number 66. We are less than 10 to go.
10 to go with 3 packs of 2 heading to the last 10 laps, and it's been a great race for the last couple laps. These guys are really fighting it out.
I tell you what, man, for the ones that were able to keep their cars okay and in this race, that is just truly awesome. It is, you know, we have had unfortunate events in this race, but the racing has been spectacular, Kane. Seeing cars go to the front, go to the back, work all the way back to the front, and back again. I mean, it's just been incredible. Right now, Justin trying to go to the high side to make his pass on the leader right now, which is Casey Tucker in the number 28 Aflac Ford Fusion. He has got a little bit of a run, but no pressure as the number 1 is back. Jason not close enough to really make a good push. And then the number 26 machine is back a little bit further in. Brandon Coppinger trying to make his move as well. And oh no, big danger moment for the number 1 of Jason Jacoby and the number 26. They're kind of falling a little bit back from the pack. Look at this, the number 36, Justin, has nobody to work with, Kane. This could be big trouble for the 36.
Yes, it could. The 7, as I kind of assumed he would, tuck back in underneath them, and or hopefully he goes back out to join him.
How is the 36 holding his own? I just don't understand. That has literally been the fastest on the track all day long. He has no help, and he is somehow containing himself in 3rd.
Well, there is a bit of a side draft on these cars, quite a bit actually, and he can maintain that side draft for a while, but eventually he will start falling back. But man, he is doing a great job.
Boy, this is very impressive. The number 7 of Blade Witt trying to decide if he's going to go on the high side, just cannot decide. Here comes the 26 of Brandon Coppinger making his way back up as well. The high side definitely seems to be the high side if these guys are running this fast without full draft. And I think we see that the number 1 car decides, Jason Jacoby decides it's the faster line as well. Now we have a 6-pack race. Casey Tucker is the current leader right now, and closely behind is the pole sitter Ryan Lowe in the number 38 Retro Pepsi Chevrolet, being pushed by Blade Witt in the number 7 Target Chevrolet. This could get interesting in a hurry. On lap 69 of 75, 6 laps remain. And this is what it's all about, guys. Close racing all the way to the end. This is where it happens. You got to get yourself in a position to make a move somewhere on the last 3 to 4 laps and hope you can hold it. Keep an eye on the number 28 car. Can he hold it for the remainder of the race? Or will we see the race leader that has led the most laps in Justin Bolton take the lead as he is on the high side being pushed by Brandon Coppinger? What is going to happen? Will we see the pole sitter of Ryan Lowe take the victory after an incredible race of ups and downs? Can we see the no-namer that came from the bottom of the field, the number 7, pull a miracle and win this race? It's all coming down to the very end. I mean, this is what it's all about, Kane. Even with only a few cars able to finish this race up at the front, it has literally been outstanding racing all day long. Lap number 70 right now, fixing to start 71. Justin Bolton is your leader again.
Yeah, this has been an unbelievable race. Ryan Lowe is starting to slip off of the pack just a little bit, but Brian Witt has rejoined his bumper, and will more than likely be pushing him back to rejoin the pack. But what a great race. These 3 packs have really been fighting it out and swapping cars, and man, I don't know who's going to be pushing who when we get down to the end of this, because they've been just swapping around.
I'm telling you what, man, and I'm not going to give up on Ryan Lowe and Blade Witt yet, as those two are a little bit further behind, but they're not done yet. We've seen some accordion effects happen before. They still may be in range, although they are slipping and time slipping as well. We just started lap 72 of 75, guys. This race is running out of time in a hurry. This is very critical. And if you want to, you need to get in position now, because if something were to happen, Kane, and the caution were to come out, this race is over as they run. Very, very crucial right now. You have the number 1 car really trying to push. But if we look at the front, Casey Tucker in the number 28 car leading Justin Bolden, who we've seen lead this race for the majority of this thing. Here comes the number 1 on the high side being pushed. We have Jason Jacoby on his way to the front being pushed by Coppinger. What an incredible race to the end we will have. 73, here you come. Lap 73, Kane. We have only got a few left.
Jason Jacoby being pushed like lightning by the 26 car. I think we'll be seeing these two cars make their way around here.
I'll tell you what, I'm just getting my pipes ready because I know it's going to be a photo finish. Brandon Witt Blade Witt still back there in the number 7 and has a chance to Ryan Lowe up there. Don't count him out yet. Here comes the number 1 on the high side trying to make his move. Coppinger drifting hard. Number 1, Jason Jacoby getting pushed to the lead. He has it. All of a sudden, you see 36 lead behind the 28, and Justin Bolton went to the high side as well. 26 heads down low, and so will Justin Bolden. He'll come behind him. This is
a little bump into the 7.
1. What a save! He just saved the race right there, Kane.
Yeah, the 1. I said 7. I just barely caught it, but yeah, that was the 1 car, and he, God, that was a great save.
What's bad about that, Kane, is the number 1. Jason Jacoby may have lost the race, though, as far as his chance to win it with that, as he will fall out of the draft unless he can get a miracle run with that number 1 car, but it's going to have to be extremely fast here late in the race.
He's just close enough. He might be able to regain that draft with the 7 car, but it's not likely.
Well, here it is, folks. Lap number 74-75. The white flag will be waving this time by Justin Bolden is the current leader with Brandon Coppinger right behind him in 2nd place. 3rd place right now is the number 26 of Casey Tucker. The white flag is waved, and this is the final lap of the Daytona Shootout presented by GetMX.com. Going into turn 1, Justin Bolton has the lead right now with Casey Tucker then right there behind him in 2nd. When will we see Casey Tucker get out from behind and try to pass? It's going to be fun. Will he do it at the turn 3 entrance or at the exit of 4? It's going to be interesting. Obviously at Talladega he would wait a little later to make his move, but at Daytona he's got to act now, and he knows that. He chooses the high side. Casey Tucker tries to get a run on Bolden. We're going to have a photo finish, Kane, all the way to the end coming out of turn 4. Who's going to get this thing all the way to the checkered flag? It looks like Bolton. It's a photo finish. I'm telling you it's going to happen. And it's going to be Casey Tucker getting ahead of Justin Bolden. What a finish by 0.02 of a second. My goodness, what a way to start out the season.
Wow. Unbelievable. Great job, Casey. Justin can't hardly be upset with that because Casey pushed him all the way there. He did. He was a great pusher for Justin all that ways, and man, great job. That was a great win for Casey Tucker.
Wow. Can we get a race call replay on that finish, Kane?
Yes, we absolutely can, and we shall.
I mean, we need a slow motion race call replay on that finish. I mean, jeez Louise, man. All right, first of all, I'm going to break this finish down. We see Casey Tucker decide just as he's coming out of the backstretch into turn 3. As soon as he hits the embankment, he goes high. He uses that side draft that Kane talked about these Gen 6 cars have. He really decided to use that side draft to his advantage in the turn. And as soon as he hit the straightaway, it's like he had just a little extra boost that pushed him right alongside. And I mean, man, we might even need to freeze frame that finish line. 0.02 of a second, ladies and gentlemen. 0.02 of a second. I mean, that is just one. That's a finish right if I've ever seen one. 0.02 of a second, buddy. Wow.
Yeah, the whole pause thing don't work too good on the broadcast software, but the slow-mo really showed it how close these guys were.
That's awesome, man. And congratulations, both drivers. I mean, obviously, we want to give props to both Justin Bolton and Casey Tucker, as both drivers did a phenomenal job. Justin Bolton led the most laps here at the first ever Daytona Shootout presented by GetMX.com. So definitely want to give him a always leading the most laps is very awesome. It's a very hard achievement as well. So that's exciting for him. Obviously, he wanted to win the race. Second place, I know it's known in race lingo, the first loser, but man, he does not deserve to be called that today. He literally had just an unbelievable race, and it showed here today.
It was a great race. I mean, the finish, for as few cars that there was left at the finish of this thing, they definitely made sure they put on a great show.
They did, Kane, and that's what it all boils down to. I mean, this isn't even a regular season, or, the regular season hasn't even started yet. We have a week from today, and we will be doing this live for the Daytona 500. 500 miles of this excitement. I just cannot wait. Of course, we will be doing the Open Series on Wednesday nights, and it, of course, will be the top split. So if you think you're going to be in the top split, you might even still want to try to boost that I rating a little bit more. It's going to be very to get into Wednesday evening's top split. It's just going to be extremely difficult with the popularity of this series. A lot of guys, Kane, are going to be going to Road for Pro. I tell you what, we have some drivers that maybe want to get in here. I want to bring them in here. The first driver that I want to bring in for interviews is Casey Tucker. Casey, do you get a copy, buddy?
Yeah, 10-4, I'm right here.
Jesus, man, how about that finish, buddy?
Yeah, I knew the only way I could beat him was to lay back a little and get a run on him and use side draft to pass him. But I mean, I gotta thank PSRG for helping me out and Malik Ray and everybody for testing with me. But the car was great, and it just waited till the end to make my move, and I made it when it counted.
Absolutely, buddy. That was just a phenomenal finish. I was wondering, I'm sitting there, I hope you get a chance to go watch the broadcast soon, but you'll see, I was trying to guess. I was like, we know he's going to jump out of the draft and try to, when's he going to make his move, and as soon as you hit the turn 3, the embankment hit and you went up high to use the side draft, and it really worked out to your advantage, as literally you finished 0.02 of a second ahead of Justin Bolton. That is one of the, I guarantee you it's going to be hard to beat that. That's what you call a photo finish, buddy. And congratulations on winning the first ever 2014 Daytona Shootout presented by Get Dirty MX. That was awesome, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all do an awesome job of broadcasting. And believe it or not, I was actually listening to the broadcast on my phone the whole race almost. But yeah, it was awesome. It was fun. I'm pretty sure that's about the closest one I think I've ever had. As far as close finishes goes, that was as close as it gets for me.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's the closest that I've ever seen broadcasting. That's for sure, buddy. I do want to, obviously, congratulations on the race win. Is there anybody you want to sponsor-wise? I want to let you get that out of the way first.
Yeah, just, PSRG, they helped me out a lot. Malik, he helped me out. Just all those guys on that side. There's just too many of them to list. But, yeah, no, I mean, all of PSRG and Malik Ray for helping me out this week.
Absolutely, Casey. A good job. Way to stay in there to the end. I know there's a lot of incidents in the race today. Sometimes that's going to happen at Daytona when you have this tight a race, and it wasn't like it looked. None of those wrecks were deliberate. It just, some of the guys, it just happened. It was literally a fraction of a second different, and none of the, they wouldn't have happened. But thanks for the guys that stuck around to the end. I know it was tough, some beat up first, but you guys put on a heck of a finish. Now, moving into next week, we start the Daytona 500. In the Open Series, hopefully the top split. I'm sure hopefully you'll be there with bells on. But what is some strategy that you will be taking into coming into this season, buddy?
As far as the Daytona 500 goes, probably roughly the same thing I did there. Just chill, right around at the back, wait till the, towards the end. Once some people have eliminated themselves, go up and race for it at the end. And get it when it counts. But and then I got PSRG helping me out hopefully all season long. So hopefully I can make pro this season, and ideally, I'll hopefully be in y'all's broadcast race for the 500. I should make it. I think I have a high enough I rating, but just try to get a good solid finish at Daytona. Maybe win it if I can, and solid finishes all season long, hopefully.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot, Casey. We thank you so much for coming by and chatting with us, brother. Good luck to you in the Daytona 500.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for broadcasting.
Absolutely, buddy. And that is Casey Tucker, driver of the number 28, and congratulations to him on the victory today. Next, I want to get in here a driver who had a fantastic run at it today. Really got out to a good start, and it's Jason Jacoby, driver of the number 1 Big Lot Chevrolet. Jason, how you doing, bud? Did you get a copy?
Yes, sir, I gotcha. Thanks for having me. Doing great. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing real good, Jason. Let's see if I can get your volume adjusted here for that way people at home can hear you.
Awesome.
All right, so Jason, congratulations first and foremost on finishing in the 6th position. That's really great when you consider 31 guys started the race today, and actually literally 43 entries upon qualifying, so came out of here in 6th place. That's got to get a lot of confidence going into the big 500 next week.
Oh, yes, sir, it really does. I'm really looking forward to running the NASCAR iRacing Series and trying to make pro in Niswick next year. It's a good confidence builder. I was just glad to be up there and not wreck. And the reason for that is because I saw some opportunities early in the race where I could have gone for the lead, maybe working with EJ and those guys. But I was on TeamSpeak with my team, and we were figuring out how to work with each other. So there were times I could have gone with some other guys, but I kept it with the team. And we stayed back at part of the race. We didn't go to the front. Except for the early going. So, I mean, we had a good run. I was glad only one wreck because, sometimes when you try to work things out with teammates, you can get caught up in more trouble than if you just go out there and do it by yourself. But speaking of my teammates, Brandon Coppinger, Christy Miller, everybody on Wahoo Motorsports, man, they are great guys, provide great setups. And if it weren't for them, I would not have been up front because they have great setups. They gave me a great setup tonight. And just wanted to thank you guys for broadcasting the race, and really looking forward to this whole season here, and give a shout out to any viewers. And would also love to shout out to my sponsor, my temporary sponsor, Big Lots. We got a mattress sale going on. Buy any certain mattress and get the box spring for $10. So head on into your local Big Lots and pick up a mattress or any other great products we carry.
Oh, heck yeah, man. That sounds great. And love the paint on there. It looks fantastic. The Big Lots paint really sticks out on the broadcast as well. I hope that you're able to stick with them throughout the season, buddy. And congratulations on a great finish here at the first ever Daytona Shootout, buddy. That was very impressive.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great night.
You too, buddy. And that is Jason Jacoby, everybody, driver, the number 1 Big Lots Chevrolet. We want to thank him again for coming by. It's really great to hear from him. And next we want to get in here. Next I want to talk to Kyle Brummett. And Kyle, you got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. First of all, am I saying your last name right, buddy? Is it Brummett?
Yes.
Awesome, buddy. And I want to say, great race tonight. Finished officially, it has you in 17th. I know that unfortunately you weren't able to finish the race. There was a lot of banged up cars out there, a lot of big ones, and unfortunately a lot of guys got caught up in some very unfortunate situations. But you really were one of the best pushing cars out there. The car seemed to be extremely fast tonight. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I've got to say, Nick, he made my car look a lot better than it was. Nick had such a great lead car that he was pulling me around the track. Other than him, I had a hard time catching up. But we qualified 20th, and game plan was just kind of avoid everything. But we got a big wreck early, and I stayed out, and that just that played her hand in to try to stay in the top 10 the whole race. But just unfortunate, wreck happened. Not really anybody's fault, just wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that seemed to be the story of the night, except for the fantastic photo finish there at the end with Justin Bolden and Casey Tucker. But fantastic job of the 46. Love the CS Designs paint scheme as well. We're heading off, of course, to the 500 next week. You got to be very excited to start the 2014 NIS series. NIS season. And any big plans or any big strategy as you head into the 500 next week?
I'm thinking for the 500, you're going to have to play kind of the same strategy as I tried this race. Just at the start, stay at the back. You're always going to have those one-lap heroes. And with the 500 being 200 laps, you've got a little bit more riding time to stay out and just ride. So hopefully we can avoid it and be there for the last 25 laps or so and race it out and have a chance to win.
Man, that'll be awesome, Kyle. Thanks so much for coming by and talking with us, buddy. We sure do appreciate it. And anybody you want to thank before you get out of here, buddy?
I've got to thank Corey Stockert. Corey's been great to me. He came on board last year and stuck with me again this year. Makes awesome paint schemes, as you can see tonight. Yellow and black really stuck out. And I just appreciate everything he does. If you can go check him out, he's selling hero cards. Be a great thing for anybody running for NIS to get a sponsorship.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Love the CS Designs paint scheme that he did, man. That is just absolutely fantastic. It really did start on the track tonight. And hope you get to go see the broadcast soon, buddy. Best of luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, guys, and that's Kyle Brummett, the driver of the number 46 Chevrolet. A fantastic job by him. And next I want to get in here, Case Brinksman. Case, how you doing? You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Absolutely, man. It was definitely a learning experience for all as we had the first ever Daytona Shootout here to kind of kick off the action for the NIS season here in 2014. And it started out as a crazy race. We had a lot of unfortunate incidents that a lot of guys unfortunately got involved in, but the racing was really good for the most part. We had an unbelievable finish. How did the shootout go for you, buddy?
You know, I didn't get too good of a qualifying lap in, which really put me behind the wall at the start. And then I made my way up, avoided the first caution, I avoided the first wreck, and then restarted fifth, and then gotten involved in something that was caused up right around third. Sadowski mentioned it too. He was right behind me.
Yeah, I remember seeing that now that you mention it, Case. And you know, it was so unfortunate for all the guys that were involved in those early. There was a lot of fast cars out. The number 4 was very fast as well, buddy. So, you know, after driving in this shootout and heading to the 500 next week, what is something that you can take with you from this race that you learned here today that can help you benefit in the 500 next week?
Yeah, looking at it, pushing's going to be it'll be an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. A lot of cautions were caused by people pushing in the corner. So I noted that, put that in the back of my head, locked it. I'm probably just hanging in the back next week on next Wednesday and making my run towards the front with about 15 laps to go.
It's going to be very interesting to see how everybody plays the hands that are dealt to them next week. It's 500 miles, 200 laps around Daytona International Speedway. It's going to be very intense and a very long race. So strategy is going to be a huge part of it, and then a little bit of luck is going to be, let me take that back, a lot of luck is going to be needed to do well next week. So good luck to you, Case. Thanks a lot for stopping in and chatting with us. But is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors?
Yeah, I'd like to thank DB3 Imaging. Check them out on Facebook. They take some really great pictures. Nexus Esports, the guys back at the shop, gave me a really good setup there. And OE Metrics, really great company, make stock parts. Dan Roper, all those guys. That's about it. And you guys for putting on the broadcast. Really great. I watched it after I was out.
Oh, thanks a lot. We sure do appreciate that, Case. And can't wait to see you all season long here in the NASCAR iRacing Series. And thanks a lot, buddy. You have a great one. We look forward to seeing you in the 500.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Case.
And everybody, that is Case Brinksma, driver of the number 4, DB3Imaging.com. Chevrolet. And Kane, we talked a little bit earlier with Nick Sadowski, and looks like we also have another one here that wants to talk with us. It's going to be Brandon Coppinger. And Brandon, do you have a copy, buddy?
Yeah, man.
All right, good to have you here on the broadcast, buddy. What a crazy way to start the season. We had a photo finish. We had more big ones than Talladega, and I mean, we had a little bit of it all here, and you were able to hang in there and finish in the top 5. That is unbelievable, buddy. What a great race for the number 26 machine here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, when you get in a situation with, less than 3 laps to go and you're in the lead, or at least at one point, you really want that win, but just got to take a top 5 after the way that race played out. I mean, it was just, it was pretty crazy out there, pretty wild, and really, I came to one point just wanting to survive, and then we got down there about 5 laps to go. I thought, man, I might have a shot to actually win this thing. So, yeah, it was a good race, but we just hopefully we learned a lot for next week.
Yeah, man, it was very exciting, and I thought you'll see it in the broadcast, man. I thought you had it for a minute, and I know once you get that taste of victory in your mouth, you want to do just about anything to get it when you can see it just down the way, only a few laps from victory. And but like you said, a top 5 here, incredible. We had 43 entries. Then you had 31 start days. So to finish 5th after a race like this as well, it did become kind of a survivor series of sorts. Who could survive these crazy? We had some unfortunate incidents. There's a lot of fast cars out there today. But after what we learned here today, there's a lot of things that can be learned and taken into the 500 next week. What is something you can take from today and use it next week for the 500?
Well, if I tell you all my secrets, JD, I have to get I gotta save some. Definitely. My rating situation will be, I really like to be in there because I think I got a great car. All the guys at Wahoo Motorsports, have really put together a great piece. We're really happy with it, and really, I just think that there's a lot of good things. And tonight was a good start. A good learning curve for next week because with it being a 500-mile race next week, it's going to be a long one, and so I think we've got. If we're lucky enough next week and we're still in it, in the same situation like tonight, I think we definitely got the car to go out there and get the job done and get victory.
Man, I tell you what, it's going to be really exciting, and thanks for sharing that with us. I appreciate it. I know everybody doesn't want to give away their secrets for the week, but we sure do appreciate you coming by and talking with us. Anybody you want to thank before you get out of here, buddy?
I want to thank you guys, obviously, for doing the broadcast, and that's pretty awesome. Gives us a platform to get our stuff out there and to be able to race and show our skills and whatnot. I definitely want to thank all my teammates at Wahoo Motorsports. We have a really, really great team, and I really think that we potentially could be the team of the year this year. And I definitely want to thank that we got a new sponsor coming on board. GameVox, they'll be on board coming next week, and definitely want to thank NASCAR Reborn, Facebook. Them people have been pretty good to us, and so we're definitely excited on this side, and our team's really excited. So yeah, we're ready to go for next week.
Awesome, Brandon. That sounds, buddy. Best of luck to you in the race next week, and also be careful there and learn a lot there in the practice. It's going to be a lot of cars out there and a lot of things you won't be able to control, so it's going to be a wild one next week.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, thank you. That is Brandon Coppinger, ladies and gentlemen, driver of the number 26 Wahoo Chevrolet. And that's awesome talking to a lot of the guys, getting a lot of different insights on things. And I can't wait for the 500. After what we saw here tonight, man, it just got me fired up. I can't wait.
Yeah, me either. This is going to be great. Broadcasting this whole series, I know it means a lot to you. It means a lot to me. It's going to be great. I hope it means a lot to the drivers. It sounds like it does. I mean, everybody's really talking about how great this is going to be, and I agree. Broadcasting this NIS series, it's something that you and I've wanted to do for a long time. V8sonline is proud to do it, and I think it's going to end up being a fantastic deal.
I do too. I mean, you hear it in the drivers already. Everybody hoping that their iRating is high enough to get the big show on Wednesday nights. And obviously when everybody is trying their hardest to get the highest iRating they can to get in these races, the strength of field on Wednesday nights is going to be so ridiculously high. It's going to be so fun. It's going to literally be the best of the best. And we're so proud to bring it to you here on live on V8sonline. And once again, I do want to get a thanks out to our sponsor, GetDirtyMX.com. This has been their race, the Daytona Shootout at presented by GetDirtyMX.com. So make sure you go check them out. Once again, that's GetDirtyMX.com. And we can now officially say that we have just completed the first ever Daytona Shootout presented by GetDirtyMX.com, Kane. And I think it was a huge success. I know we had a lot of big wrecks. Hey, big wrecks are exciting. I hate it for the drivers that get involved, especially the ones that had nothing to do with it. But it is part of racing, especially at a super speedway like Daytona. I do want to say what a job by our finishers, Justin Bolton and Casey Tucker. I can't say it enough how close and awesome that finish was. It was just unbelievable. Photo finish in the first ever Daytona Shootout, buddy. We couldn't ask for more.
No, it was a fantastic finish. Let's run through the finish results here real quick. I don't think we ever actually got through all the results. Casey Tucker took home the win in first place, but just 2/1000ths of a second. Justin Bolton in second. Ryan Lowe finished out in third. Blade Witt in fourth. And Brandon Coppinger in fifth.
Yeah, sixth went to Jason Jacoby. E.J. Rourke finished in seventh, with Logan Kress finishing in eighth. Ninth place went to Blake Bryant, with Jordy Lopez Jr. rounding out the top 10.
Matt Coker was in 11th, with Tyler Hudson in 12th. Jeremy Lacazca? Well, I'm going to get that, Jeremy.
Lacazca.
And I won't be messing that up anymore on the broadcast. Eric Eisenbeck in 14th. Alan Bowes in 15th. Ryan Hill finished out in 16th. Kyle Brummett was in 17th. Nicholas Sadowski, we talked to him earlier in the race. He finished out in 18th. Ryan Wells in 19th. And Malik Ray was in 20th.
Kwame Ajee finished in 21st. He's in 22nd, went to Chris Hall. And Chris Miller finished in the 23rd position, with 24th going to Kamonrick Little. Case Brinksma in the 25th position. And how about the number 16 machine of Nathan Saxon finishing in the 26th spot? He was in the AMD Chevrolet. Sasha Wessler finished in 27th position, with Ethan Lane finishing in 28th. 29th went to Hunter Bowles, with Donald Bokum finishing in 30th. 31st position did go to Tyler Burgess, with Tyler Gibbs finishing in the 32nd. And that is how things finished here at Daytona. Kane, what a fantastic job by all of the drivers. We want to personally thank all of them for coming out, as they came out strictly on a just want-to-be-here basis. They all told us they wanted to be here, and we let them come out to race tonight, and they showed why they are going to be battling for this title this year. They're going to be battling for it all. A lot of these guys are really trying hard to make it to pro. We had some pro racers in here tonight. We actually had our defending NASCAR iRacing champion from last year, NASCAR iRacing World Series champion. Did I say that right, Kane?
NASCAR iRacing Series
World champion.
That's right.
That's right.
Tyler Hudson.
And of Tyler Hudson here tonight, and he did a fantastic job. He did leave the race, and I do want to point this out. He left the race in first place. Don't know if he had some car issues or just had something that happened, but he did have to exit he was in first place at the time. It was just an incredible race tonight by everybody. I can't say it enough, but to really go out to Casey Tucker, congratulations on the win, and Justin Bolton, most laps led, and he only finished 2/1000ths of a second behind Casey Tucker.
Yeah, the both of those guys. God, they had a great race, and Casey pushed Justin for those last few laps to get him up into the lead, and really done a great job with that. And so, yeah, man, that's got to be tough for Justin. Tough for Justin, because I'm sure he appreciated the push and appreciated getting the help to get out in front. And then, but he had to expect that last-minute charge to come from Casey, and that was a great charge too. That side draft to the win, unbelievable.
Yeah, Kane, that was that was unbelievable, buddy. I just couldn't believe the finish that we had. He used that side draft to perfection, and boy, did it ever pay off. Literally, if he would have waited a 2,000ths of a second later, he wouldn't have won the race. That was just unbelievable. He pulled it out at the right time. If he would have went too early, he never would have got the right amount of side draft to get pushed through the on the exit of turn 4 there. That really pushed him to a victory. So a lot of things we learned tonight we'll be able to take with us to the 500. We only had 75 laps here tonight. The 500 next week will be 200 incredible laps around Daytona. Kane cannot wait. We do want to say that let you guys know that I know we've said it a lot, but just want to make sure that the news is out there. All races will be broadcasted Wednesday night on Eastern time, and the race time exactly, I'm not quite sure of the exact race time. I know that what's the official race time? I can't remember, but it's the Wednesday night time slot.
I think it's
9 I'm just trying to. Okay, I thought so. I just didn't know for sure, but I believe it is 9 p.m. exactly. I don't know if it was 9:15 or if it was one of those times. But yeah, 9 o'clock is when the race starts. Of course, the broadcast will start a little bit before then, as we always have a little pre-race show. So make sure if you're not in the big race on Wednesdays, come by. We always love to have you watch live. All you have to do is go to www.V8sonline.com.au. Click on the NASCAR tab and you're there. All our races can be found there in the archives there. And then you also can check out some of the other great things we have at V8's Online. On Monday nights, they have the V8 Supercars, the Australians, and man, that's an incredible series, the V8 Supercar series. On Friday nights, and myself also do the V8 Supercar Americas series. And that's an incredible series as well.
Yeah, that one's growing nicely. It's growing into a fantastic series.
Boy, I absolutely love doing that series. It is so fun, and the racing is unbelievable. The talent there is just unbelievable. And then also new this season is on Tuesday nights we have the GT3 series, and that is really cool as well. I was watching a little bit of that just yesterday, Kane, and what a great job those guys do, man. That is an unbelievable series.
Yeah, those guys did a fantastic job. It was definitely fun to watch.
So just to let you guys kind of know what V8's Online has in store, there's also one more thing I want to mention about V8's Online. They also have the new fantastic show by Jay Kennedy and Sandman, the wonderful Short Shift. It's a phenomenal show. I can't say it enough. It's just beginning, so you haven't missed much. You don't want to miss any more. It's really great stuff. Go check it all out. You can see it all on V8sonline.com.au. And Kane, any final thoughts here before we get ready to head out? Boy, is it
ever. Facebook.com/short shift V8's Online. And that'll get you there to see all the videos by Short Shift. They released one today that iRacing had put out that really shows all the work that goes into laser scanning a track and putting all that together. And that's a great video. So go to Short Shift and check that out.
Yeah, that really is an awesome base. And guys, we're only 1 week away. I mean, can you believe it? I'm just so excited. And this Saturday, we have the Bud Shootout in the Real World NASCAR Series. Really looking forward to that, because once that gets here, racing's here again. It's here. I just cannot wait. NASCAR is here again. And then, of course, Wednesday, we have the Daytona 500 here on the NASCAR iRacing Series. Tops Wednesday evening. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a very, very great race to kick off our 2014 NASCAR iRacing Series season. It'll be presented by V8sonline as always. And we just can't wait to see you till then. Until then, guys have a great night, and we'll catch you guys next week live for the 500.